Oh, and we're live.
And we're live. So
Facebook,
when you're
bear
on,
with us because Michelle's trying to figure out how headphones
so
work.
drag down. So drag down.
You can't be live. You haven't out-told me
It's
yet.
half the
There it
size.
is.
Out from your
Look,
seat.
you can't even see me.
That's true.
See?
Share.
Or maybe turn it on.
Share public. Share.
Oh,
Lush.
Can't see me.
My head's hiding behind the microphone.
oh, you are. You can't see you at all.
That's fine.
I am the whitest human. I'm gonna tan before these from now on.
Yeah, and you've got a weird, like, side look. Can you turn the volume off on that?
I told you to feed her drinks on the way, Casey.
Yeah. You try that?
Are we live?
Yeah.
We are live. Pray,
Inside joke number one.
Inside joke number one.
pray for Charlotte. Boom. That.
Oh.
The live stream.
Oh, it already came up.
Yep.
Oh.
Hi, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
All right, gang.
So the way this works is it's on Facebook now.
Casey.
Yeah. Sit up.
This is what Jake and I do when we do our coffees with one another.
Coffee with Casey.
You can say the title. You feel like that was like conceited.
Just a
When
little
we
like
do coffee
self-promotion.
Yeah.
That would have coffee named after me with each other.
Right.
Would we do our constantly out-talls me? And I know we're ready to go, and
That's
Jake
really why
sits
he
up
grew his
straight in
hair
the
out.
seat and goes,
Yeah.
When we do our coffees with me.
we did get a number of comments about how large you looked.
It was so weird.
Well, he needs to not sit closest to the camera.
Like the elf thing.
yes,
Pretty
the
accurate.
desk.
Oh, it's dead on.
All right, kick us off, James.
All right. Hey, everybody. No, that's not real.
Okay.
Casey and Michelle Crawford, welcome. Finally, whoa, to date
Thanks for
night.
coming.
We're not getting an air horn.
Invitation.
Come on, Jake. Air horn. We need an air horn.
Let's get it out of the way.
What's
Okay.
a 40
We
rosé?
Have one, yes.
Oh, sorry.
There's also a 40
Okay.
rosé, which
So
I was
random.
very excited about.
So random.
It's like a perfect combination.
Yeah.
We have asked you guys to come on the
There's
podcast.
officially still 39 and a half
I'm
ounces.
sure. I know.
It's early and it's Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
The hazing of Michelle has begun.
The typical night with the Crawfords.
You were a mile and a half from the mic. You've already blown. Or there we go.
She's
There
trying
it
to
is.
cash. There,
Yeah,
you can
she's
pull it
trying
back
to
too. You can pull it back, yeah.
Okay.
Either
Oh,
way.
she is.
You look super cash. That's perfect.
Casual.
I look like I am 8'4", and you are 3'7".
I am normal height.
And then, gosh, why are these mics so in your grill? All right, let's go with it. Casey, I'm just saying, I look bigger than you again. I don't. These are camera tricks. Go.
All right, we're going to jump in there. Let's jump in
go.
because we'll do a little bit in the intro, so we're going to jump in with you guys. I have
Hold on
told.
one sec.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
We're going to fix audio. Make sure we're recording.
It just randomly stopped midstream.
Yeah, where is Torn?
Oh, where is Torn? Why did it? That is weird though. It stopped midstream.
Is it going now?
Yes, it's going right now.
For sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Casey and Michelle Crawford, welcome to
Thank
Date
you for
Night
having
with
us.
Jacob Page. Jake, I always did it backwards.
If you could just scoot farther back in the corner away from that mic, that would be perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Can we make Michelle do exercises this whole
I feel she kind of wants to.
Absolutely.
I know. Okay, so as I said, we'll give the intro and everybody knows that we're all related and we have this weird like living dynamic. But I want to jump right into your story because I think I've said, I mean it's weird in a good way. Weird in a positive way. Weird good, yeah.
We're good. Crazy good?
Crazy good, exactly.
Number 2.
Exactly. So I told Jake this story I think several times, but I've probably never told it correctly about how you guys met and how you guys actually like decided to start. Isn't there some like book?
Whoa.
I know, but
Oh, what do you think this was?
what this is?
What did you
book.
book?
Oh, yes. There's a
Yes,
book.
there's
Wow.
a book.
Yes.
Just forgetting all our
I
special.
meant like a book that someone wrote about
No.
us.
But give your background first.
You want to clarify that a book is not been. You haven't written about our love tale.
It's a great love story.
Yeah.
It should be.
That's not what I meant by a book.
Do I have to hold this?
You both were UVA.
No, you definitely don't have to hold it, but don't be like this.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just.
Okay.
Get it right in the grill. All right.
Lots of rules.
Yeah.
You should like
Wow.
this podcast.
I was gonna say.
You should like
Number
this podcast. Okay, so bring us there, but first, and I'm going to start with you, Shell. Tell us your backstory, like where you're from, how you're this crazy psycho athlete.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm from Fairfield, New Jersey, and why are you laughing at me? Okay. And I met Casey at UVA. I went to UVA to play field hockey and go to school, but really play field hockey.
Yeah.
And we met there in pretty much the like athletic training room. We had sprained ankles at the same time, which was good.
You did? You
I
had sprained
have
ankle
not
in
heard that
college?
one.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
You've been
I'm looking
injured?
at you.
I have been
sprained
injured.
ankle.
You have
Oh,
a sprained
me?
ankle?
Kristen, yeah.
Everything.
I broke everything.
By the way, just going to clarify, throughout the podcast, Casey will be referring to me as Paige.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
Kristen.
I will not be
Explain it.
recording.
As will shall. That is my first name.
And
my
Jake will be
given name.
thoroughly confused.
And Jake will be thoroughly confused. So just go
For
with
20 years.
it. Yeah, more than that. Still is.
Still, in fact, is.
Her name for 47 years. You look great. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so Jersey girl, you skipped across a lot of things.
I was kind of excited how quickly I came into the story.
I thought we were talking about
Forget about
us.
the All-American
So,
Awards,
when I
like national team.
I'm the new, what are you? Aren't you like the New Jersey Player of the Universe or
Italian.
something?
Century, yes.
Oh my
Hit
gosh!
you with a century.
Yeah.
Hit you with
Well,
a
there's no way
century.
to say that without just dropping the mic. There you go. It is what it is. Look at you.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yes, for field
I
hockey.
have a feeling you could still probably.
I actually just got an email asking if I wanted to play on some like club team, and I'm trying to
Uh-oh.
convince my sister, who you know,
Rain, right.
and
Our other neighbor.
she's like, "We have too much going on."
I love her. See, Rain's with me.
Practical.
I'll come from a place of no for.
She's like,
commitment.
"Hey, we're past that.
Yeah.
I want to play."
We're past. Okay, so UVA training room.
Yeah, like, you know, all the athletes were friends, and we knew each other, and we were friends, and then I just remember being in, like, the cold hot tub situation where you have to, like, ice your ankle for 5 minutes
Sure.
and stick it in the hot tub for 5 seconds.
Did Casey
And we
jump
would
into
chat,
the
and
cold
we
tub?
would start to
Okay,
be good friends. And then,
Did you have a crush on him? Because he totally had a crush on you the whole time. And I know that because he would come home and tell me that.
Can I say, this is a record
Yes,
for
you
the
did.
fastest we've gotten in there with a guest.
No.
really?
Well,
Yes,
that's about
good.
you know them better than we've ever known
there,
any guest.
actually, so, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I definitely had a crush on him. Yeah, but we were, like, best friends.
Yeah.
With that title for a long time.
He was definitely not happy to be in the friend zone.
I know, but we were in the friend zone for a while. And then there was some, like, college drama. You're 18, you're
Will you let the
19.
man tell his story, by the way?
No.
I mean, just...
Do you want me to fast forward to the book, or how?
Yeah.
Boy,
I'm curious
Casey.
from her perspective. Yeah. it's-
No, you because the
Like
book is
carrying
from
it
you,
all
right?
No, it's for me.
Oh.
So, that's actually, I can
Story
kind
all
of
wrong.
loop it in.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember exactly where we were. I think we were, like, kind of dating, kind of friends. And I do remember I said to my mom, we were not, like, fully dating yet. I was like, there's this guy, I really like him, I know I'm going to marry him. And I was like
You
19,
did?
but we weren't really dating yet. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready for the seriousness of this relationship, but I know.
Never heard this story.
I have not
That's
heard
true.
that.
That's what my
Not
mom.
heard the
Yeah. So
You haven't either?
No. First time I've heard it. Breaking
So
on
you did bring
date.
something.
Breaking
There you
on
go.
date.
There you go.
Told ya. Okay.
and then so I was an English major, so I'm kind of like a big dorky reader. Like I'm always reading like 5 or 7 books at one time. So I was reading this book at the time, The Class. It's kind of a pretty well-known novel by Eric Segal, and it's like
Never heard of it. Now
a
it's been told.
it's a really good book.
Okay.
It's like a 700 to 800 page
Oh, dear.
book, fiction. Okay, so I was reading the book and I read the entire story, and I gave it to him to read, and you could tell I didn't know him that well because I thought he might want to read this like fiction love story.
700 pages for the kid that's dyslexic.
Really thick.
That took a summer. Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I just finished this book. It's really good. One of the main characters in the story reminds me of you. Read it and tell me if you like it. So do you want to jump in or do you want to?
Okay.
So I give it to him and I forget because it took him like 6 months to read the book.
I'm just picturing Casey at home like, oh gosh.
Wait, what did you think where you're like, oh, I really should.
No, I
because
gotta read
like
this.
this girl, but I don't want to read it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Pretty
Nailed it.
down that line.
Yeah.
And we were in college, so we had like work to do, but you know.
Right.
So
Well, he didn't do that, so.
all right, this is totally true. I'm so stressed about the mic.
Hang on.
You're
You
doing a
don't
great
have to
job.
hold
I'm
it.
not
Great.
gonna
Your audio levels
knock
are
you down a
correct.
little bit. I mean, yeah, it's good. No, okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Does anyone else struggle with this?
This is actually the least hard part of this whole thing.
The biggest struggle we've ever
Why am I like?
How do
you?
you just ooch it all around and turn it toward her?
There's really, it's like, it moves in
Very
every direction. Like any way.
Just so that wherever you're sitting, your mouth is about an inch away from it.
All right.
So,
No.
No, but really,
won't stay.
you were doing great.
Okay.
Just hold it.
Yeah, just hold it. Yeah, you were doing a great job with that.
It feels so awkward. Okay.
Yeah.
Or.
Everyone knows that.
I
All
know.
right. So So we were kind of off and on, like dating. It just there was some drama involved in our relationship. And we're in the training room again, and I think he was like in the cold tub and I was in the hot tub, and I don't even think I had a sprained ankle anymore at this point. I was just like
faking it to
in there, and I kind of
Yeah.
pretend like I have to ice my ankle. And we were chatting a little bit, and then he goes, so I finished the book, and I was like, what book? It was 6 months ago.
Oh gosh.
I was like, oh, cool. And he says, what did you say?
Did you have a favorite line?
And again, 800-page, very small print book.
So
And
do you have any
I kind
favorite
of-
part of this book?
And I was kind of like, no. And I walked away. And he was like, super dejected because...
Because this is, I can't believe I'm telling the story.
Well,
So did I tell you? I can't believe. All right, so I don't
This
think
is
I've ever like
along
told
the
this
lines of
story,
what I've heard.
even like semi-publicly. And now we're doing it live stream on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right.
All
So
200 viewers.
had read this book. We were decidedly in the friend zone.
Ooh.
I was not happy about it. I might have been complaining to my little sister
I was gonna say,
on the phone.
so unhappy.
Like so unhappy that I'm calling like younger siblings at other schools to just vent. I don't know why. Dig me.
Because everyone else does.
I
So
everyone
what
There's your
girl
answer.
doesn't.
That's why.
When we return,
Oh gosh! All right.
podcast
So you said, do you have a favorite part?
So I read the whole book and
Favorite
said, and had a favorite line in it, and I was ready to be done. Like I was over it. I just move along. Not gonna be friends. Don't need more friends. Got enough of them, and just kind of ready to like you don't want to date. Then this is just kind of over. I was praying like a ton about it, and I came up with a test in my mind. I was like, all right, here's the deal. If she picks this line as her favorite line in the entire book,
oh my gosh.
I
we'll
told
keep
you
dating.
this.
No, I don't know
And
this.
well, I say not even keep dating. Like I think we're supposed to date, and whatever. There's like this
Gotta get
test of
married.
God of like like hey, if not, I'm done. I'll talk to her again. I'm done with this whole thing. I'm gonna find a new best friend.
Cut to God, who's like,
Pretty authoritative. Yeah, pretty authoritative.
that's the challenge.
Yeah.
So he kind of said that to me.
So
I
yeah, so I
walked-
said it to her, and like so I read this line
He
of the
gets
book.
mad all over again.
Yeah, I was
25
like-
years ago.
He is. It all
When
worked
you tell
out.
the story, he's over here like,
It all worked out.
That's going right back. I had to read 700 freaking. That's what I'm mad about.
Yeah.
700 pages. And the line was. You remember the line?
Yes. So wait.
Oh.
So I walk away.
So she walks away and goes, I take a towel, I throw the towel bin. Like,
But
it was
meanwhile, I'm
symbolic in my
walking
mind.
away,
I'm
'cause I'm
done.
like-
Got it. Done. Out.
Right. But I walked away thinking, oh, I totally have a favorite line. But
No.
it seems weird to say it in the training room in front of all like the whole wide world and the football players and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But then I was like,
And as the towel
he's
sinks to the bottom of.
no, stop it.
No, this is
It's so
true.
true.
This is.
So I walked
that's
back across
true.
the training room. I don't
She
know.
was
I
back here.
literally stop talking.
And listen, who's the storyteller here? All right, you're still struggling with the mic.
You're both cooking.
You're both
It's like a
cooking.
dance seminar and
We'll
the
kick
teacher's
this off.
looking at you. Looking at you.
Yeah, that's the thing we're supposed to go to today.
I went.
Oh, we gotta get back to that.
Anyway, but so I walked back across the training room, which apparently I didn't actually go to practice that day.
Right.
And I said, actually, I did have a favorite line,
Uh-oh.
and I recited it to him, and he was like, "Game on." And the line was, "Do you remember it?" I remember it.
Say it at the same time.
The imperfections of mankind are outweighed by the glory of human love.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Wow. We're going to stop the podcast. I mean, right there.
I just
Right,
got
the greatest love
goosebumps.
story. Greatest love story never told until tonight.
Oh my.
Of course.
I did just
Tonight.
get goosebumps.
Is that why you've been saving us for a year and a half?
Yes.
I thought so. This has been building. This whole podcast has been building. Viewership's been building.
Yes.
Just got to hear.
For this moment. That's your
Great
first
story.
tattoo, by the way.
Oh wow.
That's a monster tattoo.
Well,
Give me a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's my
did
girl's
your heart
down.
stop? Seriously.
Oh,
Did you just go, what?
And I didn't say a word to her.
You
I
didn't?
just knew.
He didn't. He
I
didn't
just knew.
confirm for me that that was his favorite
Nope.
line. He
Just
just
knew.
like looked at me and
God had
was
already told me. I was done. I was like, all right, got it. Talk about it later.
That's...
I'm all in.
This was your CD?
Wow.
All chips to
like,
take.
no, this is like we're
Junior-
at sophomores.
Oh, sophomore.
We
Okay,
weren't
yeah.
really dating yet. Yeah.
Wow.
That's an
I
incredible
told
story.
you. I know. I love that story.
Where do we pivot? How do we pivot off that?
I know.
So you're made for each other at age 19.
God confirmed it.
Yeah, confirmed it.
You know, Casey always gets confirmed messages from Brad. I'm like the rest of us.
Hello.
Right.
Crystal clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Got it.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
That's
So where do you go with the interview skills on that? I feel you're a little stuck.
Yeah. No, all right. So I'll take it from here.
lighten this up, Jake.
Yeah,
Bring
no,
this
alright.
back down to a place of levity.
So you're locked in. You're official. Truly, then where do you go from there? Like little college?
No, there's no lock in. There's no official. I just officially knew.
He
He didn't communicate that to
She
me.
didn't know.
Right.
She hadn't found out yet. Yeah.
So at this point, so where do we go from there? We're still like in this annoying friend zone ish, with occasional additional things. I mean, and
Sure.
then I
Just
left.
handholds. Basically, you guys, let's be honest, for you guys, that meant running sprints together.
Yeah.
Sometimes we would go work out
Very
together.
romantic.
Yep.
You know who won those sprints?
Oh.
Until about the fourth one?
Yeah, exactly.
The first four,
You were gassed.
You were in.
I mean,
Gassed.
fucking noise.
That's a lie.
You beat your girlfriend at a race. Good job.
Had
Congratulations.
still was never beat.
Yeah, am I gonna
That
have
is
to play?
such a lie.
You've never beat me at 100 yards. Never. Not once.
Let's go right now. Can we go live outside?
I have a hurt toe. I did not have a hurt
Ah,
toe.
gym next door.
I have
always
my
a hurt
shoes
toe.
Oh, my toe, my
There's always
hip,
a
My
hurt
shoes are
toe.
clean, my
knee,
toes hurt.
I broke my
But
back. No.
when,
Those shoes are crispy.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
I like them.
And when the opportunity presents, under 40.
On the next episode, we've now
You're
booked
too late.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
2 new episodes. All right,
No,
so
under 40 yards.
Oh, sorry.
all right, so you knew it was committed, confirmed, all the above, direct conversation with God.
I did not know yet.
She hadn't
I was
received that
kind of
conversation.
scared.
Right.
And so I left school for a year to go train on the national team with field hockey team.
Casual,
Yeah.
just
So-
a casual,
Yeah.
humble brag there. Okay.
You were saying my name too.
Stop. You didn't say you were.
I dropped out of school.
To go play.
Yeah, I just had to
Play checkers.
go to the Olympic team.
And this is what did it for me. It's a good segue because
Yeah.
while I was living in California where we trained and then we traveled all over the world, dyslexic best friend / kind of boyfriend would write me the sweetest
Oh my goodness.
letters, like
Oh, they were
6,
sweet.
7 pages at a time.
That you found.
Whoa!
that I found when we
Oh, yeah.
moved.
Yeah.
I mean, and I didn't know at the time how hard it was for him to like write in a straight line. And so
Yeah.
they were just
Yeah.
the sweetest, most wonderful, like sweet letters that like
A couple of them, I didn't use lines. Like paper without lines.
yeah,
Oh,
paper without
okay.
lines. That got me through like a really challenging time of trying
Yeah.
to make the Olympic team and training and all this stuff. And so I feel like when I came back from that year where I had dropped out of school, I was like, all right, I'm all in.
Yeah.
And so
And then you guys dated and.
Time out.
What?
6, 7 page notes?
That's how
I
you get
mean,
done.
2 or 3 a week.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Large font.
No, I don't think
And
so.
like the sweetest.
Oh, and you found those recently, which is super
Yes,
cool.
yes.
So you come back and you guys then you were a thing. You
Yeah,
were
we were-
dating. You
you're, like,
yeah,
officially-
in college, what have you. And then this, you guys have one of my you have one of my favorite engagement stories because your dad is the best. Maybe did not feel like the best that night, but you want to tell this, and I feel like you should tell
Yes.
this in case.
I mean,
About how
it's
you
just
guys got engaged.
the headline of the story, right, is that The Rock likes to tell the story that I asked his shoes for permission to marry Michelle. The fact, it was 2 degrees outside. It was absolutely freezing. I had to, in a very unsmooth way, call her mom and try to find out, could you get Rock down to DC somehow so that I could ask his permission to ask Michelle to marry me before she leaves to go play international field hockey for the U.S. national team.
And this is the winter break, right before you're in your senior year.
Yeah.
No, we were already graduated from high
Yeah,
school.
right. This is this was the winter break
He
after
was living
the
at
first
home.
semester.
in Barton
You're
Drive.
still you had just played football that fall.
Yeah.
You're still so you're 5th year. You're
Right.
yeah, okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, she was still graduating.
Yep.
Winter
Yep.
break, and you were about to leave to go. I mean, if the U.S. qualified, you were traveling all over the world trying to do the qualifiers, and they were going to leave like in 2 days. So I was trying to get him down to DC.
So you could lock her in before.
Totally,
she
I
could
had to like lock this down. Exactly.
Wow.
We're going to let her go to the Olympic Village without putting a ring on it. No.
Good call.
Yeah, a lot of stories come out of that place.
Good call.
Yeah, exactly. So I got rocked down, and oh my gosh, we're all sitting. And I
I feel like we need a quick break on like family dynamics.
Yeah.
where we're
You
from.
give a
I
quick
like
chat.
it. Sort of hosting.
Yeah, I know, I like it.
Yeah.
I'll toss it back to you in a second.
Okay.
But for now,
Do it.
like my dad's Italian. We're from Jersey. There's like a lot
Rocco
of
Vasuso.
Rocco
Lot of
Vasuso.
tradition.
My mom was born in Cuba. There's
Oh,
a huge,
yeah.
lot of, which will come up later probably, family rules, traditions that come from or from. One of them, unfortunately, is not asking your dad for hand in marriage.
What?
That's
My
like a
dad-
soccer thing.
He
Didn't-
no
It's not
clue how to
Italian.
process it.
I
You're joking.
I thought so too. It's
What?
universal. I thought
would
that.
think-
I
would
told
think so
you
too.
would have
But
thought.
my dad was not familiar with this
No.
custom.
No.
Really? I never heard that.
Which is shocking to me because I
Really?
would think it would have
You remember
been.
the
I was thinking-
aftermath of this?
Yes, but that's just, I thought, like a secret keeping tradition in your family because
That we
none of you
Oh, we will
yeah.
keep secrets per the Crawford rule book.
Oh, they keep some secrets. Like,
All right.
I didn't know that though. I would have thought that was a very
So,
traditional. Yeah.
just to kind of
So he was not
Back to you,
expecting that
Casey.
conversation.
Oh, he was
Or, like,
expecting that
knowing how to-
conversation. No,
knowing how
they
to-
were-
no, but he didn't understand what to do with the information.
He thought.
Rock, if you're watching on Facebook, I will remind you that as I asked you, I said, and you asked, should I go back in and make an announcement about this?
Haven't been asked yet.
I said no. No. I don't even have a ring
ring.
yet. I just wanted to get your permission to ask Michelle to marry me when she gets back from the Olympic qualifier, and I have purchased a ring. He cried a little, hugged me, we both
Gave you my
quit
card.
shaking. Yeah, he did say she's got a Honda Civic payment that you'll need to take over. I was like,
No.
oh yeah. Oh, that was like the inverse of a dowry. It was like, here's some debt.
Right.
Take some debt. Not a dowry.
He's like,
debt.
sweet, I don't really want to
It's
go to law
like,
school
those two-
anyway.
Exactly.
I know you're gonna have to
I
cover
feel
that.
like I should tell you.
Eyes wide open. Yeah.
Eyes
It's like,
wide
what? I
open.
just.
We're all
Temper
obsessed with
carpet.
that. But, yeah.
It sort of sounds a little similar to Sweetie D.
Sweetie did.
Yeah.
Gave you some debt?
No. Super nervous.
Oh.
Dennis, he goes, I'm going to stop you right there. Susan's going to ask me how this goes down. Let me go get it.
Let me screw this up also.
I
ruin
got-
the man-to-man moment here and bring my wife in.
I got 3
She's
words
just
in.
background. You know,
She blends it.
Yeah.
She came in. She was
Hi,
like,
Susan.
"What's this? What's going on?
What's
this?
this? What?
What are you doing? Are you going to ask it this way? Is this what's happening?" And I'm like, "Oh, like take it back." Oh my
I
gosh!
hadn't pictured this.
Yeah.
Swindle.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that sounds really awkward fun.
Yep.
Yep.
No, so I asked, and I ask his shoes, and we're shaking outside. You know what? The way I get him outside, and this maybe is why it took me
The
3 years to
best.
get Michelle to actually move from the friend zone to actually dating. My pickup line to move Rock outside was, "Hey, how'd you like to walk outside and see my basketball court?"
Wait.
That's what I went with. The whole family's eating dinner. I can't figure out how to get them alone. Everyone is hovering. Like 47 people are in the room. There's nowhere to go. Mom is talking incessantly.
What's with the
like,
hovering?
There's no breaking. And I have to grab and go, "Hey, Rock, do you want to walk out the back deck and see my basketball court?"
Even though it's 2 degrees.
It is negative
Basketball.
2 degrees. The wind is howling. We have no jackets. I'm not even in a t-shirt. And I walk out to I start shaking and ask his feet to. I really like that.
I like what you did with the concrete.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Literally, yeah. Yeah.
Would you
Well,
get
10
that one of
feet.
those?
Yeah. I mean, what's
Did he say yes? He said like, if you take on the car payment, we're good. And then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was like,
As long as you can cover that Civic, we'll make this deal happen. And yeah, we hugged. He was he's
Very sweet
the
moment.
sweetest guy
Yes.
in the world. And then he did ask me. He goes, "So do I go in? Like, you want me to say something, make an announcement?" I was like, "No. Like, really, please don't. Like, this is preemptive. There's a whole other
Thank you for
part of
asking
this.
so that I can tell you no.
No,
Right.
definitively no. Okay." And we walk in. He's right, like, the sweetest guy, soft heart. Tears are, he's wiping
Fully on,
tears.
yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Why's my dad
they're rolling, and 3 minutes later, I mean, I'll
Yeah.
let you pick the story up. Go ahead, bumps into Michelle.
Got it. So,
Tag.
I remember we're standing in the hallway of your parents' house in
Yeah,
March
our
Drive,
house.
and my dad comes like walking up and he's crying, and he's just like, "Shell, I said yes." And I'm like,
It was his moment.
and I'm like, what? He goes, "Casey, he asked me if you could marry him." I said, "Yes, congratulations." And I was like,
No.
"You what?"
Oh yeah, I wasn't even there.
No, I was like,
Yeah, Michelle's like, he didn't ask me yet.
I haven't heard this one either.
Oh, you didn't know this? Oh, Rock asked Michelle. I might need to propose
I think
tonight.
he's never asked
You want
me.
to break some news? We can break some news tonight.
What?
I can get down on me.
Jake has heard all of these stories.
I don't think
He
I've
just
heard
doesn't
this.
hear them when they come from me, apparently.
No, I don't think I've heard
I
that.
can get down on you tonight and date night if you want.
Yeah,
First proposal.
We're not actually married.
Actually make that thing happen.
it's
Yeah.
not official.
I mean,
So do you
I'm
go
18 years
to him
in.
and
I'm
say,
ordained.
You don't remember this?
I don't
Not
think,
well.
but I don't remember. Did you go to him and even say?
So no, then you walked
I didn't
up.
know
No. You walked up from the little basement area of your
And
house.
it's just awkward.
And
They're
I'm
all standing
like,
there hugging, crying. I was like,
I love you. Thanks. I think like yes, I will. And
dude, you're like.
then they like your mom breaks out like shit.
There was a lot of there was hand signals. I'm looking at Rock like, what just happened? Michelle's crying. He's
My
crying.
mom's crying.
Nelly's crying. They're all like,
No, Ray was
no, and I'm like,
I was there.
oh, and the mom's like,
One of the little sisters.
oh well, if everyone knows, let's just have champagne.
Yeah, so then your mom, but it was actually a perfect sweat and such a good job.
She might have carded.
Like,
oh, you
everyone
definitely.
got carded.
I was not allowed to partake.
We were just
She was
21.
watching.
I bet you didn't know that your new sister-in-law has a tattoo on her foot.
Are you sure you want to do this? His sister was back.
Kristen, take your socks off. Take your socks off.
Or you
Socks
said
off.
yes.
Our engagement stories are so similar in that way, by the way, because literally the same thing happened when D called my twin out.
Yeah.
And then you guys came back in, same thing, and it was like I knew he was gonna ask.
Well, we were
all
like
kind of-
backwards, yeah.
Yeah, we were, and same thing. And like we were like, well, we might as well have champagne and just like celebrate this.
Well,
so.
did you have to go to church the next day
Oh, this is
and have mom introduce
No.
your fiance as your fiance? And fiance, let me see your ring.
Oh my God.
Let me see your ring. And then them look at me like, and I wasn't asking her last night. I wasn't supposed
And
to
then I keep
happen.
hearing him say, I didn't ask her. I wasn't asking her.
And you're like, did you want to ask?
No, I did. Yes, of course I want that. Like,
Well, at least you were at that point no longer called a friend because
Oh, I was
our
still a
mom
friend
also.
7 days before.
Yes.
This is Casey's
That's
friend
the rule.
Michelle.
Casey's
You didn't have a
friend.
wedding invite.
Yes.
You guys seem to be really good friends.
Yeah.
Very. But you skipped over the best part of the night when me, you, and Kristen Page
You
and
can go,
Diane, I
Kristen.
think. Who
Oh, was
there?
that night?
Somebody else was
No, that was
there.
a different night.
No, that was that
When I
night.
saw Casey drunk for the first time?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Is that what you're
Downstairs in
talking
your
about?
parents'
Yes.
basement.
When we all were drinking, we
No,
started
it wasn't.
dancing
That
all
was
the
that
night.
night. Oh my
That was
gosh,
not that
yes, it
night.
was.
No.
It was not that night.
1000%.
That was
You're
months
both wrong.
No, but that was the best night ever because we.
Hey guys, I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
I know, sorry, Jake. Hold on, real quick.
Jake
You had not entered the story yet, Jake. Yeah.
No,
By
this is the
at
most
this rate,
fun.
we're going to be here until
I know,
midnight.
sorry.
Oh,
But real quick,
yeah.
the night you're talking about was the most fun thing ever. What Diane?
There's nothing more interesting we're going to get into.
Yeah.
So
It really
it's
is,
got a highlight
yeah.
of all.
My
So
high
tell me
school,
about the Panthers.
God, it's like we have to keep telling them. Who was my second baseman in high school? Casey's year, who Casey like sicked on me basically before softball tryouts. Like, don't let my little sister get into trouble and give her a hard time, whatever.
Good choice with Di.
I know.
Yeah.
Di's
Talk
like,
about, yeah.
let's take you to the bar because you're taller than I am.
Yeah.
So, but she was over.
Is she over it?
Yeah, and we all made margaritas.
Yes.
And we were downstairs, and you, Michelle, me, and Di were all dancing. And all of a sudden, we look over, and we're
This
like,
one is-
where are all our margaritas? And Casey has finished all of our margaritas. And all of a sudden, we're all four dancing.
I thought this was limeade.
Ever.
Huh? I thought this was limeade. What is
He
this?
did not think it
It
was
was very
limeade.
fun.
But yeah, it was very fun. Oh,
So that's the best part?
Casey doesn't remember that night.
Of the night.
Of
Of
it
that
was a
night.
different
I swear it was that night. It was the engagement party.
It was the engagement party.
It was the engagement
It was the
party.
engagement
It was a
party.
fun night. Okay, you're trying to ask a
That
question that you were
sounds like
involved in.
Yeah, so could you tell me how you both got into entrepreneurship? No, I'm kidding. All right, so you're together. Officially?
Exhibit payment.
You've been there. You plan your wedding in like 3 months.
Yep.
Unofficially. And just naturally both you're
Unofficially, that was
like, we are going to move to Charlotte.
Well,
No.
I know, I'm just saying, like that, like when you thought about the whole thing, like what did that little middle area look like? Before the NFL started, before law school started, before...
No, there was no.
Jake doesn't know all this.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so it's
Jake,
not-
we get married. We got married, what they call it, Tuesday, and
It wasn't a
pre-season
Tuesday,
started on
it was a
Thursday.
Saturday.
Yeah. Well,
I get your point.
point is, there was
I don't
no
want
one
people
knows
to
this.
think we're
Yeah.
like
3
really
full
happy on a
days.
Tuesday.
No, they had a beautiful wedding.
We had
Yeah.
wedding.
It was set. It was literally
Your mom rocked
the
it.
wedding that was molded after. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Replicated a few times.
Yeah, exactly. By us.
Yeah. And then we drove to 3 fun-filled days and nights in Myrtle Beach, Grand Strand for honeymoon.
Where you literally did run
Where-
sprints the whole time, right?
But
oh
you
yeah,
had to.
100%
Yeah.
working out.
Because we should.
And
look,
got
let me-
my credit card denied
oh right.
at our
Okay, because
first night of dinner.
that's right. For people unfamiliar with their story, so Casey at that point, you had.
Because they haven't read the book that they
They
were
haven't read your
That's
book. Yeah, right. So you both graduated. Michelle had been playing with the national team, and Casey at that point had signed with the Panthers, or you were waiting for the draft, or
Signed, yeah.
you had
It was
signed. So you
pre-season.
knew you were heading to Charlotte. So you were
Yeah.
getting married before that all happened. So basically, you didn't really take a real honeymoon because you were getting ready for training camp.
Right.
Yeah.
Pre-training camp.
Also
That's what they like to
training
call
camp.
it.
Yes.
I had already said pre, so I just barreled right into it.
Smaller, harder, hotter version
Yeah.
of training camp.
It's not really well publicized. They have a pre-training camp.
Yeah. Well, it's called Myrtle Beach honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, so you were telling something funny. So what, Myrtle Beach was like a shortened honeymoon and credit cards were declined?
Oh yeah. First night there, so we pickup truck
No, wait,
from
you
high
have to
school.
tell how we arrived there and what we did when we got there.
Which I remember coming in the pickup truck, having
Okay.
all of our
So we had
wedding
everything we
presents
owned
in the
because
back
we
bed
were
of the
moving
pickup.
to Charlotte, or to Lake Norman, which is my password for everything I own.
That seems really unsafe.
I'm gonna have to change that.
You now have to change it.
What is that?
No! Wait, do you think like two
not
people are watching this? And just like that, that's all four of us. Just like that, the gym's mainframe just got taken down. Your Wi-Fi tomorrow is going to be like Nickelodeon.com.
Let me guess. Lake Norman 01?
No.
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 My password for Rising is CrossFit.
So we had everything we owned.
Guys.
We had put in the back of his pickup truck, like sweaters, dishes.
Which is not covered.
is not covered.
Right.
Exactly. So we drive to Myrtle
Sweaters.
Beach, and we like every
She had a lot of Banana Republic
ever.
Gap.
That was an odd thing to pick.
Yeah.
Sweater. All of our sweaters.
Sweaters, dishes, and that's pretty much it.
fishing poles.
I remember carrying boxes of
Sweaters. Okay.
Or were you yelling, Casey, why are there so many sweaters?
98 degrees.
So we get to the
South Carolina,
hotel,
sweaters.
and we are like kids. Like
man.
we've never like gone
Checked
away.
into a
Like
hotel.
we've never
Right.
checked into a hotel before. I don't think, honestly.
Yeah.
So we're like, we check
You were
in.
21 and 22. 22 and 23.
I had just, he was 22, I
Yeah.
just turned 23. So we check in, and we both are like, oh crap, we need to take everything out of the pickup truck because we can't just leave it in the parking lot. So
Because it's uncovered. Again.
Right.
it's uncovered, and so we literally carried boxes of
Of
sweaters.
China,
Did-
of sweaters.
No.
Everything we
you moved
owned,
twice,
we
yeah.
moved into
Yeah,
our
into
hotel,
the hotel room for 2 nights.
which we
3
went
nights.
back to last year for Katie softball
Yeah,
tournament.
stay at the same hotel. Stay at the same hotel. It was just
Yeah.
as magical. That's cool. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
And then
minus that.
did our honeymoon trip, and then moved back out and moved into our hotel, our house in.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Drop Michelle off
Not
at
my
the condo.
password.
Right.
Yeah.
Norman, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's not really.
Okay.
Kind of
You
is.
don't.
Nice try. Can't walk it back now. You've already been hacked.
And you guys had the cutest apartment on Lake Norman, right? You could look, one way was Lake Norman,
Also
the other
kind of
was the
on
highway.
77,
It was
yeah.
also 77. Oh, but I remember coming to see you guys and being like, they're so grown up.
I
Like,
know.
they have an apartment.
We felt that way.
I know.
We had floats. We still. I mean, to this day, I still kind of wonder why people have boats. But we could not figure out why people would buy a boat on Lake Norman.
When you could just float.
I mean, you
on
just
your-
float.
yeah,
Then we
it's true.
jump off the dock on our floats for
I
just
know,
like
it's true.
$4. You know, this is amazing.
Yeah.
We almost got run over a couple times, but other than that, it was
It was fine.
yeah, it was amazing.
Made it through.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Were the NFL years and because you were in school at the same time, right?
Yes.
Shell was in law school.
How, like, scale of 1 to 10, how hard was that for you guys?
What's the 10 again?
I think for him,
Impossible.
hard in terms of like
Throwing boxes of sweaters out the
you're
window.
living, making your living, smashing your body into other people, really hard. But like we didn't have kids, so
Everything looks easy if we have kids, right?
Yeah.
wow. I mean,
I know.
That's amazing.
But didn't you like,
What?
you had to travel
Right.
Monday through Thursday to Wake for
Yeah.
school and he was,
I drove up. Yeah, I would
Fine.
drive up to Wake Forest for the 2 years, and then the last year he moved to Tampa Bay. I got picked up by Tampa Bay, and so I was still
Fired and rehired.
Oh,
right.
and I was finishing my last year of law school, so
Yeah.
I would take class from like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then fly to Tampa Friday through Monday to see him
Yeah.
for a whole year.
She actually flew down one time. You know, we mentioned the sweaters issue. She flew down with pots. Like
We
she
didn't have any
flew with
pots.
pots and pans to Tampa. That was
We
her
had
check
nothing.
bag. Got my
Yeah.
girl out the airport. She's like, "Hey, babe,
Clang, clang.
I brought pots and pans for us."
How did you make it to security?
I
This
mean,
is-
yeah, check
was
bags,
that
man.
3-9-11?
Check bags.
Oh, check, sure,
Check
nice.
bags,
Check,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I brought Christmas one time.
Yep, brought
Brought
Christmas to Tampa. Yeah. Oh yeah, she decorated up. I mean, you remember we had Thanksgiving down there. We did the. Were you
Davis
there?
and I do. Well, I was in the Peace Corps when you were in Tampa Bay.
Okay, Mom and Dad came for Christmas and Thanksgiving.
I was serving the world, so I don't remember that
Like
time.
making water
Yeah,
systems.
actually.
And you guys did
I
that,
never hated.
that flying with Christmas for 3 years. When that started to wind down, when you were like, hey man, I've had enough. And you're thinking about next steps. Give us a little peek into that. Like, were you like, man, I want to start a business, and you're thinking?
Well, first we can talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say first, how did you? Because for people who don't know, how you decided to retire, and I was stuffed in the back of that old high school pickup truck post Super Bowl conversation.
What? Why did you tell this story? I don't remember
I have
this.
told you this a million times as well.
I know, but
I don't
forget the pep
remember.
talk before we went live. They don't know.
Well, I know that.
Gosh.
Okay, so
You're just overselling the surprise, Jake.
I know. You remember this?
Do it for the brand.
I'm not
So
sure.
I say, okay, so your third year in the NFL was with Tampa Bay. I was serving the world in the Peace Corps, as we mentioned.
Oh, here we go.
And I flew
One
home.
pair of jeans.
We got one pair
I
of
did. I brought home a bag like it was like as
She
big
did.
as this
I was
cup.
so impressed.
It was like a
nothing.
compression bag.
Yes.
I was. Well, this is,
You had
that's,
black tank top jeans and like
Did you have
tie.
more articles of clothing or braids?
Braids for sure.
it's for sure.
More braids.
No, dude, this actually makes me a horrible person. I had just helped escort this kid to get a surgery for a cleft lip.
You might not want
And-
to finish the story.
No,
This sounds horrible.
it went fine. He was great. It went well. But in the middle of the surgery, I found out that they had won the Super Bowl. So and it was like going on
No,
the wrapping.
You were
You
in
were
the
there.
Super Bowl.
I'm not won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I
Maybe
was
the
gonna say,
playoffs.
Oh, right. I was like, you were definitely,
Definitely
in the Super
there.
Bowl.
I like hopped on a
No.
like the quickest bus to get to a thing.
Meanwhile, there's some Honduran kid under cleft
No, it
lip.
went well. It went well. He was great. There was another escort there, and I was like, I'm gonna fly back to the States for 3 days.
He comes out, he's like, he goes, where's
my brother
Tia?
is-
How many
Super Bowl.
times does your brother play in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I got back and I went to stay with you at your apartment. You and I stayed.
snuggled.
Yes, we snuggled. And then we flew out to San Diego. Whatever. You guys won with the Bucs that year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I guess somehow did we fly back together? Somehow I just
We
remember.
flew back to Tampa together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we picked him up at
With
the
tops
airport.
and sweaters? Or
No, with the sweaters.
I was
were
Michelle was
in
real
Lake
excited about
Norman.
the parade, if you recall.
Yes, that's what I was
Yes.
Oh, this makes me
Are
seem like a
you-
horrible person.
No, I definitely do the short story here because Casey had the same pickup truck that he and I both kind of shared all through high school back and forth. And
Did you buy a car with a roof, please?
I know.
What is
I'm
going
stuck
on?
in the jump seat of this, which by the way
This
he
is
used to
awful.
make me ride in on the way to high school and to high school games. And I'm
Not
larger.
because there was someone in the front seat.
No, just because I had to sit there.
Oh.
And we're driving through the Wendy's parking lot. And I remember you guys are basically planning the rest of your life. Like,
Yes.
am I going to retire? Am I going to practice law here? And I was like, dude,
That's the story I'm asking them to tell.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
you
Oh.
don't?
No.
Oh, that
Shell
was...
does.
I did.
Well, then
Yeah.
she gets to tell.
Let's
us.
go.
So like kind of. So where do
Just
we
how'd
go
you
from
decide?
there?
Yeah.
So well, he had like I think I might be messing this up. John Gruden might get mad, but I think he had another year on his contract with the Bucs,
Okay.
and he was doing great. But I think he was just ready to not have someone else in control of his finances and that kind of thing, and he just was kind of ready to move on from football and do something else. But he didn't really know what.
That's fair, right?
Yep.
And I had graduated law school and gotten a job at a law firm in Charlotte. And we liked Charlotte, even though we didn't have any family there, nothing like that. But we just kind of were like, not yet. So we were like, all right, we're going to move back home with our sweaters, our pods, and all our stuff.
So random.
I carried so many boxes.
I'm just picturing you traveling. Why does this chick have like 45
I had a lot of
carry-ons?
sweaters. And I took the job, and he
Bears?
went into selling tree stands.
Oh my
Yes, I remember this.
gosh.
I do remember this.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
With Walt?
Were you in the
no.
No, I remember you telling me the story.
picture?
This is where I'm...
I was saying, you don't
So I was
remember
working
this,
as an
Sean.
attorney in South Park, and he was selling tree stands. That's his first kind of foray into entrepreneur.
Into international business.
International
is what it was,
business,
right?
right.
Importing from
Yeah.
China. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so we did that for a few years. So again, no
Few
kids.
years.
I practiced for a few years,
Yeah.
and he kind of dabbled in tree stands and real estate, and
So
I was just sort of in a transitional
Factually
phase.
correct.
So that, I guess that's the next question. So, okay, because you've been calling me out on this.
All right.
We could do personal stuff for hours, but there is the whole Charlotte tie-in. So
Yes.
we gotta start tying in
Yes.
Charlotte. Okay,
Queen City.
Queen City.
How'd you get here? Did you want to hear that
She said,
story?
don't bring it back to me.
Yeah.
No,
No,
stop.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
So
Playing baseball
When-
with your son in his underwear in 25-degree weather in Raleigh?
Uncle Scary in
That-
the
No,
building.
his underwear, not mine. His underwear.
that's
Or
Why
was
were
it-
you
yeah.
wearing his underwear?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
saying that actually is a tie-in.
It's
That was your first foray into recruiting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
When did the housing, financial services, real estate investment, did that start like dominating the tree stand conversation? And did you like look at
As
each other one
secure
day?
as selling tree stands is.
No, did you like look at Michelle one day in like the kitchen and be like,
You know, there's still
this
not
is
doing
rad.
the tree stands.
Can we please? Like, cause you
we're skipping over tons of Casey's like business opportunities.
We're at 40
It's gonna be
minutes.
amazing.
Oh.
He made me make instructional field hockey videos that we saw.
Actually, let's
that I found another one of. Anyone with a VCR that wants to teach
guys,
your daughter.
and you know what?
I'm
Field
Michelle.
hockey continues to grow as a sport in popularity.
It does.
Yeah,
It does. And VCR
And
is also
content.
really
Jake,
cool.
how valuable is content? It's everything. It's everything.
I'm telling you, if you put out some kind of grin, you're like, hey, got me? Michelle. Here's how throw
Too true.
hockey. First,
Hey, we were ahead of the curve. There was no YouTube. We
Yeah.
had video.
Kids didn't know how to play field hockey.
Yeah.
But to your point, but the point Michelle was making
He's
is
always
that
been.
it's not like, and people always love to say like the overnight sensation, the business, that all of a sudden spring out of nowhere. There were several tries at businesses and various
He
different things.
did sportkid.com with his
That's right.
buddy of
I
college
did love
recruiting
Sportkid.
sports.
wasn't there one where you were trying to like...
Another great URL.
Yeah.
Was that
We
not-
have so many
Sportkid's a good
URLs.
one.
We
Yeah.
own so many URLs.
We bought another one today.
We did buy that today.
So that
Sporting.com, then you had like a former teammate who started like if players wanted to get into like making appearances and get, you know, if you want...
Jason Kyle.
Yeah.
He's watching.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
I remember that one too. Okay, so I skipped over all that.
Sorry.
So, but I think that actually is important to mention though, so I'm glad you did. So it wasn't just like, hey, NFL's over, here's movement.
No, there was a lot of steps in between
Yeah.
that.
When
Yeah.
did movement launch?
Well, walk it back, right?
Technically.
Jake. What?
2008.
2008.
Movement did.
Okay.
July 27, 2007 is when I signed the paperwork.
Okay.
Launched 2008.
Okay.
First loan was, we're going to break this.
June
You wanna read this?
23rd.
That Jake is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
We got to start thinking about how we're going to celebrate.
How are we going to celebrate that?
10
a t-shirt.
Is it going to be a female cut t-shirt also?
Oh, yeah. Okay, your guns out.
Please no.
Spotlight.
Cut it. Cut it.
Spotlight. To cut it. Over there.
6.
Let's talk. Okay, so to your point, we can spend forever going through all the movement stuff. And all
That's what I mean. So,
Yeah.
okay, we still haven't answered the question. So, Greenbrier lending, then we moved on. So, like, when did it say, like, you know what, this could be a thing? Like, did you have this, was this like is there a fun, like, you're in the kitchen, like, this business is really ramping up story?
I think it was more like we had one child at the time. We had Katie.
Are you saying
our
like
oldest.
when I know
Oh,
when
wait.
we, for us?
Yeah, I'm trying to take a peek into your lives. Like, your lives are changing. Like, you know what, deer stands, babe, deer stands?
Oh, I was definitely like, two stands, really?
Were you really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you met me?
Well,
Yeah.
Comes from a place of no.
It just didn't seem like a sustainable business.
sure. And this was
It's a miracle that we're living in a house.
No, we didn't have Katie yet with the deer stands. I was worried.
Right before deer. Yeah.
And then in 2006 we had Katie, our oldest daughter, and then
I kind of thought, put her through law school and coast. I mean,
Right.
You know,
I did practice
Yeah.
for several years, and then
Got him.
had
Got an
baby and
attorney.
stayed home for
Yeah.
that. And I don't know, it was
We didn't talk about
Greenbrier
it a lot.
and then New American.
You did not.
No, I think
Our
that's the
rule
story.
is-
That's the story.
No,
That's
our-
great.
That's the truth. Michelle looked at me and a few times we go, hey, if I need to start worrying about how much I spend at Target, you let me know. That was kind of the deal. It's like,
Yeah.
But that was I mean,
that was kind of the deal. Like, she's not like, I mean, not hyper interested in it. Like, not in a bad way, but just not like,
No, you guys. Yes, thank you, because you guys do kind of operate on your own planes in many ways, and those types of things. Like, it's like we talked with our last podcast about, like, you have your things, I have my things. Like, that's the thing you handle.
Yeah.
This is the thing I
Yeah.
handle. Like,
I mean, it's like
assume
you're
that
still
buy your
driving a
stuff.
Honda Civic. It wasn't like you're like crazy.
Same Honda Civic.
Yeah, we're still,
I gave you.
we still
yeah, I think too. Like we just had a baby, and I'm like uber control freak. So
And you
I
kind of
was
knew you were
like-
gonna want you wanted to stay home with Katie, right?
Yes,
no,
yes.
not before we had her.
No. I'm saying
Once
once
we
we had
had
her,
her,
yes.
Before
You
it
didn't-
was
You didn't think beforehand that you
No.
were gonna stay home with her?
Kind of did.
Dating? I feel like that was like a,
dating. No, like that was like you're
Dating,
like.
no, I didn't think.
Well,
that.
I came home
I got
and you were
overwhelmed
holding
by this like
Sam
maternal
Beasley
like
and
whoa craziness. Like I didn't think I would be a
Your old
stay-home
dog,
mom.
oh
Sam
really?
Beasley.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I definitely did not think that at all. Nor did I think I would breastfeed till they were 7.
Right.
3. But yeah, no, that one took me completely like I was like, oh gosh, this is absolutely what I'm doing. Stay
Yeah.
home. I can't leave that.
I think we were in trouble when I came home and she was like dancing around the living room, holding Kate crying.
I'm like that weird person that loves
happy.
the stage, loves the middle of the night.
2 hours. I've got to nurse 14 hours today. It's amazing.
I love baby. I love my babies.
Right.
And tell listener your babies. You've got
Katie, who's now 12, and Josie, who's 8. Yeah.
Where's all Michelle's clothes?
I know, it's in shoes and everything. Yeah. So okay, so you decide you're home with Katie, and then you start teaching fitness stuff too.
So I had started teaching fitness right when I graduated from law school. So I was practicing law and doing like teaching fitness classes in the mornings and doing personal training and stuff like that. And when I was pregnant with Cade, I got like certified to do personal training because I knew that I wanted to work part-time, but not necessarily go back to full-time practicing law. And so I kept doing that essentially while I was when Katie was a baby. Yeah.
I feel like both of your interests, your professional interests, like took off at the same time. Am I tracking it? Is that right? So yours started to take off, and so did
what
your
became
interest in
you mean
CrossFit.
fitness?
Yeah. So like you started coaching, and clearly, it's so funny. Like you're like, well, I just gave this a shot.
No. Yeah, you should, like that. That's kind of like interesting story how you got into CrossFit because it wasn't like
how I got into CrossFit.
That was completely by happenstance.
Yeah, no, I was. Had Katie. I was teaching classes at the local Morrison YMCA. Like, loved it. Like,
and you've got one gear. Let's preface it with that.
Wait. Teaching classes. Let's Facebook Live. Let's let you know. Step aerobics. All right. Right here. The woman can step.
Name
she
from
had
like
socks.
morning fitness to cardio death.
Cardio death. True. They started selling tickets to like morning step aerobics with Michelle.
I
know.
Reverse helicopter. I mean, there were some moves. What are some of the moves? Some of the names.
Like a lot of things, like helicopters, rocking horses, and I
Rock-
teaching
what?
step classes so much. I wanted to come back.
Oh, yeah.
What is a helicopter?
Oh yeah, she can say.
Don't worry about it.
No.
Can I get away from this mic?
No.
So after this, you're
I was trying to think you're way
dash.
too long to adjust back.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah, so that started
So
for you.
I, was home with Katie, and I was going to local YMCA's and just taking classes and working out, like, because you're kind of like, well, I just had a baby, I need to work out, that kind of thing. And I sort of saw like a need of like, hey, like the transition from women's fitness to just overall fitness, like moms don't have to only like stand there and do like super light weights and not really sweat and that kind of stuff. And so I was like, hey, let's like, we can really work out hard here. And I remember my first few classes, people were like leaving left and right, like walking out, like throwing down towels, kind of like what you would do. Totally, yeah.
I see Paige walk out of class.
And I
To be honest, I would have walked in, seen your biceps, and beeline straight the other way.
out. And I remember distinctly being like, oh my God, they all hate this. They all hate this. They don't want to work. They don't want to sprint. They don't want to do this. But like, I kept kind of doing it.
But it didn't stop you. Yeah.
And like slowly every week, this
through.
is like 2002, 2003. Like every week people would keep coming and come back, and some guys would come because the classes were all mostly women, and then eventually guys would be coming, and guys would be coming in, and it would just kind of grow. And it was just boot camp or athletic conditioning or whatever you want to call it. But it was so much fun, and I started taking them outside, and like the class grew to 50, 60 people, and it just was, I loved it. It was great. And then from there, I met a guy that was a regular in the class that was into CrossFit in its early stages. And at the time, I was actually pregnant with Josie, my second daughter.
Oh, you were? I didn't know that.
The original Instagram pregnant worker.
All right.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, there's this cool new thing. I think you would love it. I want to actually sponsor you to go take the certification class.
Cool.
And I was like, okay. No idea what I was walking into. And this is when CrossFit was very like military, dogs, tax, garage.
Yeah.
So I literally show up with like my diaper bag, purse.
Weren't you pumping at your first competition? I remember being
at regionals, like
I remember that.
Like Becky Council.
I think literally every other competitor was like, "What's a baby?" Yeah.
And I go to this cert, and I literally had no idea what I was doing, and felt very out of place, but went through it, and then got into CrossFit. So.
And another casual mention, but yeah, so you've got
now slightly.
Big following on social media, big following here in Charlotte. So the story that always gets told, again, now we're trying to bring it back.
Sure.
The story,
you tell it, I'm pretend like I know.
I was going to say, the story that always gets told is like, movement founded in the economic downturn. Oh my gosh, how does this happen? Like, just out of the ashes. The whole... Which let me fake it at least. But so... I'm trying to get like the peak inside the house, right? So during all that, so did you say, "Man, I'm nervous"? Like, be vulnerable from it. Like I think I got an idea. I'm gonna lean in actually to this brand, this idea, this. Come on, give it to me.
Yeah.
And just what was that for you
Family
guys?
watching?
I was just gonna say,
You
family
did.
watching.
Yes.
You be proud, Dad.
We need to all say it on 3.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, did you guys, did you, I mean, those types of decisions are so big. Oh, you guys must have. I mean, of course you talk about that stuff with each other, like how is this gonna go
Yeah,
down?
please tell me you did okay.
And you're both, and you're both
Like,
super,
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I'd
You
love
say
it
it's
to
all
be a
not
more
like it was
dramatic
not.
story. I think when you look back, you think there must have been this big moment where he's like, I'm gonna open a mortgage company, or it was this like kind of
gradual.
like, hey, it took.
She
We used to
had
say.
far too much confidence. And
I
she's
did,
like, yes,
but
that's
I was
right.
like, he's a smart guy. He's gonna make it work. And I had a newborn, and I was just trying to stay alive.
It's like, again,
You know.
if I need to start worrying about how much I spend at Target,
Then loop me in.
let me
It's like
know.
right around my
Otherwise,
life. It's like,
go do your thing,
exercise.
Because you guys kind of separate your stuff very well, and that way you're like, I do this, you do that. Like I'm not asking you to help with the schedule of the feedings. So you tell me.
You're not
if I-
changing any diapers, so please
Right,
provide
for
for the family.
Right.
No, she did. Like I mean, people always like the last thing about movement. If no one watched this would know, but the story. But like people are like, oh, is Michelle so excited? I mean, no, she's for sure proud and that. But it's not like you weren't doing that right at the beginning. It wasn't something that you were super involved with and super.
Yeah,
it
I
was-
think sometimes people give me more credit for like, oh, you guys are doing it.
No,
movement,
so
and I'm
that's
like,
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey works at movement. I
Yeah.
don't.
I
is that
run a
not
gym
kind of
full
thing.
time. I'm taking care of our kids full
Right.
time. Like
Right.
that's Michelle is for sure the primary.
But not that I'm
parent.
not super proud of him and supportive. It's just sort of that feeling of like, well, he's doing that because he played. Like I don't say we played in the NFL.
Right.
We did.
Yeah.
I was married to him.
We're not pregnant.
Yes, we were not.
I'm
pregnant. We
breastfeeding.
did not
I'm
play.
pregnant. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of.
I've challenged my guy friends, and I was like, no, "You're not pregnant, dude. Like,
Right.
you're not. Like, we're pregnant. No, you're not.
Right.
No, you're not. Nope.
And I
We're
think
giving
that's
birth.
Yeah.
semantics
Nope.
a little bit, but like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we're also like just to go back for a second, like we're both firstborn, very similar personality. Like when we were doing our premarital counseling, the very nice woman that did our counseling was like, so usually one person in the relationship is the lion and the other one's the lamb, and they
Oh,
mesh
dear.
really well, and it's a firstborn and a lastborn, and she's like, you guys are lion and tiger,
Right.
and this
Yes.
is either going to be awesome or a complete disaster.
You're
I
both
think
covered
the
in
words
blood
were
around.
like, yeah, when your forces are aligned, look out, world. When you turn toward each other, you both have claws. Look out.
Yeah.
That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like he's lying, I'm tired, whatever, and it's like we do have a lot of our own stuff. Not that we're not supportive of each other, but I'm not like,
You're not
and vice versa. You know, like,
fangirls of each other, fanboys of each other. Like
Yeah.
you're like you look at each other with realistic, and you have right. I mean that's
Yeah,
it's
totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys,
I think it's the same thing with CrossFit. Like, I'll go to a CrossFit competition. People are like, oh my gosh, like gosh, how do you keep up there in CrossFit? I'm like, no, I don't.
I don't try to.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
don't
don't. Like
try.
no, she's the freaking bomb. Like yeah, my girl, she smashes it, but like no, it's not my thing. Like that's.
But you're also not like, oh my gosh, can you believe how well she's doing? How well?
No.
But you're like, yeah, I expect her to do that well.
Yeah, in fact, I'm surprised she didn't smash more, you fool.
Right.
Like, yeah. Wish she started 10 years ago. Still in her 20s.
So what do you guys now like because I mean let's all be honest, we're all taking we're a little bit still in the thick of it with Junie just now being 5 and like whatever, but we can all take a huge breath. The kids are older.
Yeah.
We all no.
I'm thinking about Cal
Oh, I
last
know.
week, and Michelle's
know.
calling me in tears over your son.
Yeah.
Look at
I
his
love Cal,
knee.
he's my own.
Michelle's like, at first, yeah, she's like, I hope you're not watching anyone else, but Cal's her favorite. Let's just we're breaking news.
She was on
We're
Facebook
breaking
Live.
news. Cal is her favorite.
Right.
And when her favorite came running over to her with a slight
knee.
open knee, his
Oh.
femur sticking out.
Yeah.
And she didn't see that. And then she goes, I was hugging him. At first I felt so bad. And then I looked down. And then I almost threw up on his precious head.
I did.
Like,
Yeah, you had a motorcycle accident. No, so what were you gonna say?
I lost my track. I think I was
We're out of
gonna
the thick of it, but I was kind of reminding you that we're not
Oh, yeah.
so out of the thick of it because you're.
So we can all
your
sort of take
children.
a breath, even though Junie's 5. You're still
yes. So my so one of the things that we always like to ask our couples who come on is like
What 3,500 you had on
right
for us.
before you
Teed that up.
As you
That's a
know,
softball for them.
we want to
Yeah.
get warmed up to it. One of my least favorite questions is when people ask, "What's the secret? You guys have been married for so what's?" There's not a secret, but there are intentional things that people do to keep their marriages. You guys, I know, do a built-in once a week dating.
Oh, this is great.
What are some of the things like that? First of all, you've been doing that forever.
Yeah, since
right?
we've been married. But I have to give him credit on this. So I think a lot of people, so since we got married, so for the past 18 years, every Friday night, with some exceptions.
18 years. That's
18 years.
insane.
Time it takes to raise a human. We have had a standing Friday night date. And obviously before you have kids, it's much easier. But since we've had kids, we have the best babysitters in the world.
Oh,
Shout
come
out to
on. Keelers. Right there.
Right now, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have a standing date night. And many times, especially when the kids were really young, we would get in the car and be like, what do you want to do? Don't know. Just get out of here.
Yep.
But, we are big movie people and we usually go to the movies and nothing super exciting, but just time to spend with one another. But what I was going to say is, it's not like, hey, I read this in a book for like how to be a good husband, and we should do a date night every Friday night. Like,
we say all the time. I actually enjoy it.
I feel
Like guys
he
like,
actually wants to hang out with
that's
me.
so cool of you, man, to do that. That's
great,
so cool,
yeah.
bro. That's so cool that you do.
like you're doing her a favor.
Well,
Like,
that,
nice for you
and
to
I
spend time with
actually
your wife.
really like hanging out with my
I
wife.
really look forward to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
So I
Not
think if you're
being
trying to
real
find the secret,
First of all, marry somebody you really enjoy. Yeah.
I think that we actually do like each
I
other
think you
and
did
like
too,
spending
right?
time
Like
with each other.
you definitely married your best friend.
Absolutely.
100%. I've said this before. I say this to him all the time. Mom said to me at one point, I remember like in junior high, maybe, or high school, she was like, Dad just makes everything more fun.
It's true.
Everything. She goes, I hope you find someone like that because Dad just. And I'm like,
He does.
He does. I mean, he does.
I mean, he
And
spends
so do
a
you.
lot of time at the grocery store. It's really
He's
fun.
also really good about
Insane
errands.
amount of
Michelle was
time.
not referring to me. And that's, she's definitely referring to
I love
Dad.
you.
But what?
Yeah,
I know.
but Dennis, no, he does. Like Dennis, yeah.
No, I think
he's the
your
man.
parents model that really well.
And it's like you find a thing that is that for you, and it's like people who don't. But I think that sometimes I don't know about you guys. Because we try to do date nights. We don't have like a built-in as much, pretty much once a week.
Yeah.
But there have been times, especially when the kids are young or whatever, you've been like, yeah, I'm like, I don't actually feel like hanging out with you right now because I'm kind of annoyed with you and we've been fighting, whatever. But like to do, and then 30 minutes in or an hour in or the next day or whatever, you're like, I'm glad we did this because at least just to clear your mind and not have someone going, Mom, Dad, Mom, meh, 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 like just to kind of leave that space.
At least maybe a quarter of our date nights start in a fight.
Right?
I mean, it's
Friday's tough because you're coming in hot off of work.
It's coming in hot, it's kids, it's food, it's who
Yes.
needs to eat, blah, 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 blah. So there's generally some irritation.
Yeah.
I feel like the car ride out of the house is usually like,
Sometimes a little tense.
50-50.
Sure.
All right, so we have catchphrase with these two is going to be different.
Catchphrase already?
No, we are near catchphrase, but I got a couple more questions. And again,
Oh my God.
sorry,
No.
but I got to preface this.
I have to be out in like a minute.
For people, for you're not original Charlatans, but you're pretty close. You guys are
Almost.
sort of the. I was gonna say you're sort of the unicorn, sort of the OGs of Charlotte.
wow.
You both have.
Aw.
I'm just saying, but I mean, like you guys were like in the first house in Blakely, were you?
It's true.
Yeah,
First house.
yeah. So
Hold on.
you both have businesses in Charlotte.
Sure.
I'm gonna use a word that you're probably gonna roll your eyes at, but like Charlotte legacy, like what you guys are building.
I like that word. That's
What? How much passion do you have around the Queen City? What's next? What are you guys excited about? And maybe as you look back, you're like, it is crazy what we both built.
There we go. You wanna go?
Go ahead, babe.
Okay.
Knock it out.
Well, it's an interesting question
I'll let you out of this.
because I'm from New Jersey, which is a place people either hate or love. It's not like I'm just from anywhere, Bill.
How do you feel about it?
And I love it.
Love
and
it.
I identify with that as my hometown.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the only place I ever lived prior to college and then here. And obviously New Jersey comes with its own thing that people think about people
A lot
from
of
New Jersey.
pride.
And
Yeah. Well,
Italians and ethnic and and I'm a Yankee fan, and so where I'm from is really important to me. And when you move from somewhere that's very important to you and great childhood memories and all that stuff to somewhere else that's different, you feel this like, I need to separate and be like, no, I'm not from here. I'm from New Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl kind of thing. And there's like this, but I
His
have
mom
to,
still claims that.
you know, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I have that, but then being in Charlotte for almost 20 years and raising my family here and a business here, it's like we moved to Charlotte for no reason other than we loved it 2 years in.
Yeah.
With no family,
Which
no
I always found so
ties.
odd.
I mean, the South was
No,
very
that's what I mean.
different
It's
for me,
cool, yeah.
religious wise, everything wise. It was just my parents wanted me to move home, all this
Yeah.
stuff, and it's been the best decision ever. Like we love the city. We love raising our kids here and running businesses here, and so it's kind of like I almost feel like I'm like cheating on my hometown by being like Queen City, but I've lived here now the exact same amount of time that I lived in Fairfield, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe I'm a little bit of a southerner.
Yeah, the roots are deep
With
now.
like
And you can
driving
bring the
range.
entire rest of your family to come move down here with you.
Exactly. So I think definite love for Charlotte and for the way it welcomed us, and now it's kind of our place.
Yeah.
What you, Case?
Yeah, everything Michelle says.
Yes.
I mean, not such a date night answer. A lot of levels you can talk about this.
Yeah.
Was she kind of my answer?
No, he doesn't make
No. Your answer's the bomb. It was like I've talked about this question and this my
Coffee
thoughts
with Casey.
Yeah.
in coffee
Other
with
thoughts.
Casey. My thoughts about Charlotte.
Squawk box or maybe.
Teed them up.
No, and I said that. I said we felt so welcome to
Yeah.
Charlotte, and we felt, man, and that was there was an incredible culture of the city that like I think you guys are experiencing now, like being newcomers to Charlotte, and so many other folks are too. That's why people stay here. That's why they move here, stay here, they bring their family here because there's something special about the city. I really think that. I mean, it was growing up in D.C. D.C.'s an awesome city. I mean, there's a lot of great things going on in D.C., but it does not have the same kind of like feel to it that Charlotte. Northern Jersey doesn't either.
It's also a lot more affordable than both of those places,
Absolutely.
which is
Way
another
more.
reason a lot of people stay here too.
It is, and I mean, you drive down our street, our old street, in in October, you see Yankee flags flying, you see all kinds of people from all over the place. They came to Charlotte as kind of a melting pot, right, of different people, and I think everyone's kind of committed, like, this city's great, the culture's great in the city, let's keep it that way. And like if you got a bad attitude, leave it where you came from.
Yeah.
And like we don't want to be known as whatever city that's unfriendly.
Yeah.
And so I think that's due really to the legacy that so many people that came before us left us with this city. There's so many great leaders of this city that created a great culture that we all kind of have benefited from, and now it's kind of our responsibility, right, to carry that forward. And that's why I think we try to like really sow back into the city that we love, kind of our adopted home that we're raising our kids in, that we all are raising our
Isn't it
children
crazy
in.
to think that all of our kids are like, they're North Charlotte.
Charlotteans.
They're Charlotteans. They're like, their identity
Original Charlotte,
is
yes.
as, I know, like none of, well, you're sort of, I mean, but you're a North Carolinian.
You're
not
North Carolina, yeah, Charlotte.
And plus,
but our
they're
girls
from
definitely
Detroit.
think they're from Jersey. Like our girls definitely.
Like Michelle does.
Oh, they're like Yankees, Aaron. Like they're
Just like Michelle throws around Jersey. I mean, that's what I do with Detroit.
And
It just
Detroit.
depends on the crowd. Where are you from? Detroit.
Wait, I throw it around. I am actually from.
She's
I was born in Detroit.
too.
You have far more claim to Jersey
It's
than
okay.
Detroit.
Cal thinks he's from Denver, and
Motor
he's never
City,
even
baby.
seen it, so.
Motor
It's fine.
City. Oh, what's this? So we end every
Oh.
episode with a game of catchphrase, best out of 3. And because the two, cups are being
I know, we
moved.
gotta take the ring off.
Cups
Yeah,
are
This
being
way.
moved.
Come on.
What?
Oh, she did it.
Take the mic off. The ring literally took the mic off.
Here,
We're gonna
let me
let
hold
Michelle
that.
fix
This
the
might
mic.
require you.
I think she's got it. Yep.
Wow, good engineers.
You know, you could just talk into
Well,
his
this
voice.
is
Yep,
what-
you're good.
But am I gonna pass the thing?
Ooh, good call. All right, Paige, explain the rules.
Okay, so you played this with us before, but the rule is you have to hit, when you first start, you hit this up here. After your teammate has already guessed it, you hit next at the bottom. Okay? When the time is out, even if you are still holding it, if your teammate has already guessed it, you get the point. So don't cheat.
Wait, what?
So don't cheat.
All right, I won't cheat. But
Crawford.
I'm not
This
gonna
one,
play
male
this
Crawford. Oh, Jake is still. We can. It's okay. We can edit
Yeah,
this out.
sure.
Editor.
Who's the editor? you can.
This is good for at least the game.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Sorry.
All right,
Need
what?
stand.
The girls
Yeah.
start this time. All right, Case.
Wait, is it guys versus girls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gee.
That's to 3. That's
This
or best
is
to 2.
horrible.
That's out of 3.
Three.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
yeah,
He
there
you
doesn't
go.
like his partner.
Choose category.
Hold on, stand by. Stand
So I'm
by.
guessing.
No, you said it.
No, I said this is
Casey,
amazing.
say when.
No, I just win.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did you just give me a Tombstone quote?
What?
Oh, you don't even know.
No, I did not.
Doc Holliday, say when.
Oh.
I didn't mean
She's
to,
in the head.
but I did. Food is our count.
Food. Here we go.
Win.
Ready?
Wait, so I'm guessing.
So you guys in for me. This
There's
is us
someone
locked
that's
in.
gonna
Ready?
put a like on that. Say when. Good.
Sills. Here we go. Okay, this is a term that if you go to a restaurant and you order something that is both beef and seafood.
Surf and turf.
See?
You're not playing yet.
She just said it.
I know.
This is a type of nut, and it's a milk.
Almond.
Yep.
Okay, a knight would use this to defend his kingdom.
Sword.
Yes, and then an
Sword
animal
and shield.
an animal that swims
Swordfish.
in the yes.
Blue button.
Okay.
a type of fruit, a yellow type of fruit. And
Papaya? Pineapple.
Yellow, long, skinny.
A banana.
Yeah, and not
Banana split.
not
Banana sundae.
no, it's head there, or
Banana direction?
yes,
Banana.
not come, but
Go. Banana go.
No, it was go bananas.
Yeah, no,
Bananas.
that's wrong.
Go
That's
bananas.
wrong. Cheating.
Yeah,
Cheating.
that was
Absolutely.
Oh.
No, I said go bananas.
Banana go.
I said banana go banana.
He
Yeah.
passed
No.
it.
So
before
technically
he
my
said
words
it.
were in
No.
order.
Redo on that.
No.
Yeah.
This is like the hot.
You can start this time. You hit start.
The key is when that happens, hit next.
Right. I was like, what's banana go? Hit start and stop at the top.
You actually say go bananas a lot.
Yes, he does. We're still on.
wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
Oh, okay.
The rules of like, can you do pantomiming?
Ah, sure. We're not too strict.
Huh?
Talking to
Yeah.
Sorry, can you do?
Yes, here we're not that strict. At home we are, but no, you're good. Here
You can make-
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need to
I
resort to
knew
that.
this was
Yeah,
gonna
you
happen.
can't verbally
Alright.
say.
No.
If you're not good enough to
That's
just
fine.
Can you say like
clues.
things like, huh?
Yes,
If you're
yes.
not, if you
absolutely.
don't have the skill to just give the
Right.
clues.
Hey, gang.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
He's horrible at this.
I am. Yeah. So it's a vegetable that grows under the dirt.
Carrot.
Nope.
Rutabaga.
No, like in Ireland, they have a lot of
Cloves.
In Idaho,
Oh, potato.
French fries.
Potato.
It sounds like a type of crustacean.
Potato.
No, it's type
Lobster.
of crustacean. It's a way to cut this. It's a way to cut the potato.
Potato scoop.
No, it's a way to cut it.
Wedge. Potato wedge.
Nope. It starts this kind. Oh, there in
Hot potato. Cold potato. Scoop potato. Potato salad. Lobster potato.
Oh, how do you skip?
Shrimp
At
potato.
the bottom.
Don't tell him he's
Okay,
gonna get it.
it's a type of fish, a big
You can't
fish.
hold it for the whole
Shark. Dolphin.
Nope. Keep
Salmon. Tuna.
going. And it's not. It's a healthy dinner.
Tuna salad.
Oh! The things that fly
Birds.
and they eat out of a.
No.
That's not fair.
Not there.
Mike,
No, you don't
there we
win.
go.
There's 2 more points to go. My God.
All right, let's call it 1-1.
What's your crustacean one?
Huh?
What was potato?
Scalloped.
Ooh.
How would you go scalloped?
All right, here we go.
I mean, you could
This is
describe
the rubber
the
match.
fish. Okay, ready?
Let
What?
Michelle do one.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
scalloped
yeah.
fish would you?
This is 1-1.
Wait.
Scallop. Come on.
Okay,
Was
2
scalloped potato
words.
not hard?
A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K is what?
Alphabet.
Correct, and it's
Alphabet soup.
yes.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know you could do.
Oh, soft toss.
Soft toss.
Interesting. Slow play.
Oh, another crustacean?
Oh.
Shrimp, lobster, crab,
With the same first letter.
SpongeBob.
Crustacean.
Guess
No,
the salad.
another.
Critter.
No,
Crab.
like a scallop, but a
For the love.
4-letter word.
Crab. I just said crab. Soup.
It has to, like it's a crustacean, man. It's a freaking shellfish.
You're gonna win by being
Do I
terrible.
know
I
this?
know, you're gonna win again because you're gonna get at the end and then just throw it to her.
The bearded
Lady.
crustacean.
No one has ever been this
Crustacean.
bad at this game.
Keep saying crustacean.
It's a 4-letter word. It starts.
Definitely. Oh my God.
Clam.
Opens
There's
and
a lot of
closes.
ways to
There's
get to
pearls in
clam.
it. There, I mean,
Every
When
crustacean.
you don't know what to say, you might
Oyster.
stop.
keep saying.
4-letter word.
It's a crustacean. It's a crustacean.
4-letter word.
It's okay. To be fair, when he said a yellow fruit, your first guess
This
was
is papaya.
Yeah, I was like the yellow fruit. Papaya.
Okay. Don't ever play Family Feud.
Papaya. Papaya.
You're both terrible.
Your answer was
And you're
repeated by
probably gonna win,
one
which is gonna
person.
really piss us off.
That's right.
Okay,
Papaya.
ready? Lock in. I'm gonna try
I was
this.
almost gonna use.
All right, these can be scrambled
Eggs.
or fried. But you get it at McDonald's.
Egg McMuffin.
Slow pass.
Lean back, people.
Ooh, this is yellow. It's yellow. It's noodles. Kids eat it.
Papaya.
Ramen. Oh, mac and cheese.
Yeah, but the
Macaroni
first
cheese.
one's a long one, and then the last one is green and healthy. You eat it.
Macaroni salad. Macaroni. Salad.
Okay, 2 words. When you want to know how to cook something, you use a
Chef school.
No.
Cook, recipe book. Cookbook.
yes.
Get out of here! Not cool. Not cool.
Oh, a little bit of bread.
Crustacean.
Crumb.
Oh!
Yeah, you better watch this.
Ice cream. You get
Sunday.
this. Whitney used to work there. You can't drink this if you're allergic. If you
Dairy.
have an intolerance.
Lactose.
Not king butt.
Yeah.
Green.
What?
Dairy.
This is
No,
vodka. This is
Dairy
vodka
Queen.
in Vegas. This is vodka.
Mary.
What happened? Where did it stop?
Merry go round.
Cranberry.
Cranberry.
I
Sorry.
said this and vodka.
I thought you said vodka.
vodka. I thought you said
I thought
vodka.
you said vodka.
Oh,
No.
this and vodka.
Girls
There
just
you go.
won.
I think you did.
And by the way, even if we didn't, we deserve to because you were horrible at that.
It's a crustacean.
You know what? Hey guys, tell us about your legacy, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Legacy,
Listen.
Charlotte. Hey guys, thank you for coming on finally.
Oh.
We've been asking you
We're
since episode
finally
1.
accepting our invitation.
Yeah.
It's been
We
long
wanted-
enough.
No, you guys are both.
Seriously, when we have a podcast, it'll within this first 2 years.
We'll have you.
You guys will be there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, in all seriousness, you guys are both rock stars.
Yeah.
Truly.
We
You
love
guys have built awesome things in Charlotte. We're happy to be at the same
Including
table.
where we all live. Thank you.
I don't know how to bring that home. Bar. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Couple of weeks.
All right, Facebook.
Oh, all right.